I'm cool with that. Because guess what? I keep my mouth shut when my team suck. Like right now, I'm not talking shit because the Nets is going through it. Hey, we're gonna switch over. We're gonna switch over to NBA real quick. We got big news this week. One of the best point guards in the league is being traded to a Texas team. Ray's gonna talk about it a little bit. What do you know about this so far, man?
Oh man, dog. Like speaking of slave masters. Dog, I don't know if like people are surprised or if they should be surprised, especially with how it went. Right, to me, like Kyrie and Brooklyn, like you know how I compared the Longhorns to 2 a.m. special. You know what I mean? Like I think that Kyrie and Brooklyn both looked at each other with 2 a.m. eyes. They got out. It was 10:30.
Explain. Hold on. You got to hold on.
I'm like, because Junior got to laugh and me and Bree didn't get to laugh. Like, I want to know.
Right. My bad. Explain the sports metaphor of the 2 a.m. girl.
Give us the 2 a.m. girl.
Because there is such thing as a 2 a.m. guy. So explain that.
So a 2 a.m. special is, you know, you done went out, you had a good time with either your girls, you went out, you had a good time with your guys. Now it's 2 a.m. Your eyes playing tricks on you. You saw something in the corner, you thought it was pretty, so you done approached it, you done had a conversation and everything, you done exchanged numbers, you done did whatever you did. Now it's 10:30.
And you woke up with a rat.
Uh-oh.
Or a possum.
One of the two, you know, but what you thought you saw was not what you really seen, you know?
I like that.
So I think what happened is that Kyrie and Brooklyn both looked at each other with 2 a.m. eyes. It didn't help that Kyrie had a homie over there and I already told him a lie about the 2 a.m. So now, okay, I'm going to believe it. I'm going to get in bed with it.
Oh, gosh.
This should have never been well anyway, you know what I mean? So I think it's what happened. And then, you know, earlier this year, Kyrie releases a video. He didn't say anything. He releases a video.
He didn't really release it. He reposted it. He reposted it.
Yeah, he shares a video. The owner gets upset because, you know, back at that time, Kanye was saying wild things about Jewish people. Kyrie got in that mode, too. Ironically, the people he was saying the things about showed him right. You know what I mean? You talk about blacks, that's all right. You talk about Jews, we gonna get your ass. You know what I mean? So basically, they lynched him, and everybody got to see it. But it's what's been happening. But I'm not surprised though. It was a bad relationship. It should have never happened. You know what I mean?
What do you think was the start of this?
I think like when Kyrie came out and immediately disrespected and was like, "Yeah, we don't need a head coach." You kind of can't say those things. You know what I mean? Even if you do know that I don't respect this coach, you still can't come out and be like, "Hey, we don't need you. I might be the coach, or Kevin might be the coach." And it's like, stop it, dog. You're a player, bro.
In my opinion, it started when the whole vaccine mandate thing happened.
It was before that. It was just a continuation. The vaccine definitely helped.
Everything else was salvageable. Like, you may be thinking y'all are so good. I mean, let's be honest. At one point, the roster was Kyrie, KD, and James Harden. People might argue that roster doesn't need a coach.
No, you always need
to
one.
Me, right? But I'm saying like
you had Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and those guys.
Right, but they had a system that was based.
Tim was a system though, but they still had Greg Popovich.
I think, me personally, I think that everything was salvageable up until right around the vaccine thing with Kyrie, because that was when he seemed to up the ante in terms of like not really caring that he was missing, right? Because he didn't feel like it was his fault. He felt like they mandated this vaccine. I'm not taking the vaccine. So if I don't want to take the vaccine, I'm not going to play. And I think that's kind of what started everything to the point where we are now. Like he's gone now, right? He's completely gone. He's plays for Dallas now. They have a pretty impressive roster.
The organization could have went about that better, right? They looked for ways to kind of air him out and blast him, you know what I mean? Organizations typically don't do that to your players, you know what I mean?
And his reputation.
I mean, they could have allowed him to play, right? They didn't have the rules where you couldn't play every game. It was just, while that time was going, you just couldn't play in New York. So they were playing him, trying to force him to do things, right? Like, if you don't want to take a damn vaccine, you shouldn't be forced to take it. Like, why should you? And then especially you find out that, all of these people are really having these issues or these problems, who starts to look like the genius at that point? Kyrie for not taking it, or the people who took it and now you got all these other health problems you never had? You ever taken a flu shot?
I was about to ask y'all, are y'all vaccinated? Or,
I'm a vaccinated person.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I had to, right?
Okay.
But have you ever taken a flu shot?
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you haven't taken a flu shot when this other shit comes out, why would you just immediately go sign up to take it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So they could have went about that better. I think they were just looking at a way to play him because, honestly, they never really wanted him. They knew they had to get him because your boy is there, KD.
Right.
That's the more interesting point.
Right.
Does KD go down to Miami?
I don't know, man. Like, where he goes, to me, KD is effective wherever he goes. It doesn't really matter where he goes. It's about once he gets there, is everybody on the right time?
Mm-hmm.
My question that I'm more curious about, and I kind of wanted to get your, what is the new ceiling for the Mavericks now? Are we chip team now? Is everything fixed? Because the problem was the point guard.
It's tough, man, because Luka Doncic kinds of plays the way James Harden played when he was in Houston. And, you know, we talked about it. You came on the show back then. But, you know, James Harden kind of he played prostitution basketball back then. You know what I mean?
I told y'all, Ray he got terms. Ray got terms for everything. Tell him what prostitution basketball is.
Please.
Tell him what prostitution basketball is, Ray.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, so prostitution basketball is exactly what it sounds like. I'm a scorer, but you're not.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Like, I'm a scorer.
So,
like, if you watch Luka
conference?
Doncic, he dribbles the life out of the basketball. He does all the scoring. You know,
But
what
that's
I mean?
because of who's
And
on
he's
his
not playing
team.
defense. That's the thing, though.
Now that he got a dog-
give Luka another top superstar, right? Does Luka know how to play with that though? And then they're both guards too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it kind of like, damn. I think the Mavericks gave up a lot. I'll tell you that. Especially for
I like what
someone
we got
you're
back.
not convinced that you're gonna get, right? There's no guarantee that Kyrie signs back to Dallas this summer.
No.
I don't know if I would have did it. You know what I mean? He already told you I want to go here, right? Remember when Kawhi was leaving Toronto and he said, "Hey, I want to go to LA."
And they was
He knew he was going to the Clippers.
Right.
Kyrie said, "Hey, I want to go to the Lakers." What are you doing? Trading with anybody outside the Lakers, in a sense, you're almost playing yourself.
That's because him and the owner don't like each other.
Yeah.
I think that's what that was about.
Yeah. But
You want to go to LA?
So.
Dallas.
But the other token, though, is Kyrie might get to Dallas and he finds out he gets to keep more of his money. You know
No
what I mean?
income tax in Texas.
And
He-
it's like, hey, me and Luka can rock. You know what I mean?
Might happen.
Might be interesting.
So we
Conference
talking?
finals,
Do
though,
they win a chip with Kyrie?
Depends how long he's there. I don't know if they win it
I'm,
this year.
I'm waiting on somebody to say it because I want to flame him.
I don't know. I don't know how.
No, I'm for real.
No,
No, he really made me upset because KD is at the point in his career where he's exiting his prime. And so every year is like 10 times more valuable because and you playing like.
But I mean, unless KD and Kyrie were on some weird shit like the Morris twins where they share a bank account, then why should Kevin Durant care? You know what I mean?
I think he should
like,
care
he's
because
getting paid millions of
they
dollars
came there
to play
together.
this game.
They came there together. That's why.
I mean, Kevin Durant asked out. What if they would have traded Kevin Durant in the summer? Kyrie would have still been there.
Didn't that happen after Kyrie asked out though?
No, he asked in
So
the summer.
it was okay.
And then he gave him the demand, say you got to get rid of Steve Nash and Sean Marks. Kyrie said, all right, cool. I'm still going to be here. Me and Ben Simmons whack ass. You know what I mean? Ben Simmons is more likely to wear your favorite grandma shirt than play a good game of basketball. You know what I mean?
But he was right though. But he was right though, because where is Steve Nash? You know what I mean? Like he
wasn't a
got him
coach.
out of there.
He was a homeboy. You know what
exactly,
I mean? So, yeah, like you got to chase him out the paint, right? But if Kevin Durant left, Kyrie would have still been there. So, again, unless they're sharing a bank account, you're still getting paid millions of dollars. What's there to be upset about? You're still going to take these millions home and still be who you are.
Here's my predictions for the Mavericks, and I'm just going to preface it. It's some hating shit.
Okay.
They crash and burn because Kyrie plays a third of a season every year. I saw a stat that said in his entire time with Brooklyn, they played like 70 games together.
Yeah.
Bro, that's not one season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I know Dallas Cowboy fans probably already hate me. So, Dallas Mavericks fans, y'all can join the Flex hate bandwagon. I hope it crashes and burns.
Well,
I hope he pulls the same thing he pulled in Brooklyn and Dallas, and y'all get to watch it from the sideline.
The thing that makes it different in Dallas is the
Wow.
fact that they've already gotten there
I'm
without
hating,
him,
man.
and they still have Luka.
Town of losers.
You know what I mean?
You say what?
I said the thing that makes it different is that they've gotten to the conference finals without him, and they still have Luka.
Okay.
If they gave up Luka, then okay, but they still have Luka.
They still got Christian Wood, too.
So, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they
They have a better shot.
they still
You
got
know
a
what I
roster.
mean? Who I think is absolutely trash, though. Kill me now. Memphis. I think the Grizzlies are trash.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I think that's a team full of tough guys who talk a lot. You know
They
what
almost
I mean?
beat the Warriors.
Nah,
They almost beat the Warriors in the playoffs.
Nah,
If they had John
nah,
Morant, they beat the Warriors.
No, not so fast. Not
If
so
they had
fast.
John Morant,
I just think that's how
they
guys
beat the
should talk a
Warriors.
lot. You see, they getting into it with everybody. Donovan Mitchell.
Who's the
Shannon
reigning
Sharp.
champ? Who's the reigning champs right now?
Golden State.
They almost beat Golden State. How can they be sorry?
Almost is only a place counted in fairs. I almost got the horseshoe there.
But I think if your star player was out, we can talk about it. I think if you're missing your star player, we can talk about it.
I mean,
think
they
beat Golden State. With,
Dylan Brooks pulled a dirty play on GP too, so they were down a rotational big piece too.
are we comparing GP2 to John Morant?
I
bro?
mean, no, we're talking Dylan Brooks, but he's an important piece, right? So you're saying that the
no.
Grizzlies?
John
were
Morant is the Grizzlies. Dylan Brooks.
No, they still have other players,
No,
right?
John Morant is the
even when
Grizzlies.
Ja was out, they were still winning. They still had won like 25 out of 26
Watch
games.
them debate.
I just think that they're overrated.
They were not relevant. They were not relevant.
What
until-
have they done this year since they came out and said we're not worried about anybody in the West? We're only worried about the Celtics. You know what they are? They're like 8-10.
But I agree. I agree that they haven't had the best year, but it's the playoffs. You know what I mean? They gotta turn it up when it's time for that.
Yeah,
you know?
turn it up, or they gonna turn it up on the court, or turn that mouth up and get their ass whooped. You know, because there's a lot of people out here now that want to give them some hands. You know what I mean? Like I think that's how I take the
Did y'all
Grizzlies.
see the
are
Shannon
trash.
Sharp thing where he was about to fight the Grizzlies, or he's about to fight Steven Adams? Did y'all see-
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
that's what
said,
he's
wow.
talking about. Yeah.
Wow.
They're trash.
Shay, Uncle Shay, I love you, but I think Steven Adams mops the floor.
Oh, he ain't want no smoke.
He don't want no
He ain't
smoke.
want no smoke. with
Steven Adams is a Viking,
He wanted
bro.
to smoke with all the other ones.
Yeah.
You leave the smoke alone with Steven. Hey, you got it. I'm sorry, sir.